So the new generation Teslas have these amazing RGB lights that change color. They just look phenomenal. But what if I told you that you can also have this in your legacy Tesla, whether that's a Model Y or a Model 3, and have even more features than the Tesla comes with? Stick around and I can show you how you can also have these amazing RGB lights with tons of features and colors for your legacy Tesla. Shout out to the sponsor of today's video, YESLAK. To get all your Tesla needs and accessories, feel free to use the discount code below to get an extra percentage of your next purchase at YESLAK.com. The installation for the RGB is quite easy and should not take you more than 10 minutes. We're going to start by prying open the side panel of your car. There are 3 clips that will stay in the main body of the car. This is plastic, so plastic breaks. Be careful. Make sure that the clips are inside the car and not loose anywhere. We're going to go ahead and remove the weather strip from the car. There are 2 plastic portions that we must remove, one up top and one at the bottom. The top one only has 1 clip. Make sure that clip stays there. The second plastic part does have a fastener, so you must pry that open and remove it carefully and gently so that way it doesn't break. Once you get this out, you're able to remove that L-shaped plastic portion out of the way. Over the time, I've removed this plastic a million times, and there's a clip that always stays in the metal portion. Make sure you take that off before continuing. Once you set the plastic piece out the way, there will be another fastener that's holding part of the carpet to the body of the car. We must remove this to get access to the main board that we're going to be connecting the RGB lights to. And looking at the bypass provided by YESLAK, you can see that there's a couple of connections here. You have the connection for the mainframe that will go inside the carpet and the body connected to the mainframe. You have this Apple looking thing that will get connected to the RGB, and then you have 2 more bypasses that will go connected into the wall of the car. We are going to start by connecting the stronger or larger piece of bypass into the mainframe. The mainframe is this blue little connection that you see over here, almost like an OBD port. We're going to go ahead and plug the bypass to it directly. Once you hear the clip and make sure that everything's fastened correctly, we're going to go and move into the sidewall of the car. There are 2 connections that we must disconnect. We just need to be careful because these are part of your car and we do not want to damage this. Once you disconnect it, we're going to make sure and connect the bypass to it. Once goes to the bottom and the other one will go to the top. Once you connect those 2, you should get a little blue light from the Apple looking thing, letting you know that everything's connected. I quickly want to point out that this looks exactly like an Apple product. Can't remember the name, but it's just weird to see it. Next, we're going to go ahead and connect our RGB light to the USB-C connection port and the USB-C end to the mainframe. This should give you light, letting you know that everything's working properly. Next, we're going to go ahead and insert the main cable from the right to the left. We're going to find a little spot between the AC and the plastic dash cover, and that's where the RGB light is going to go through. It's pretty much an exact measurement, so there's no way for you to make a mistake on this one. If you wish, you can also remove the dash to make sure that the cables are not pinched together or anything. And I don't want to say that I'm the first one, but I believe this is an Easter egg Cybertruck in the Tesla Model Y. Let me know what you guys think. Once you have set the cable behind the Cybertruck looking Easter egg, you can go ahead and start organizing the cables and putting everything back. There is a ton of space between the wall of the car and the carpet, so you're able to just simply insert all of the little cables that you have into the sides of the car and there's not going to be any pressure to them. Next, we're going to go ahead and install our main plastic area. Do not forget that metal clip and then connect the fastener to it. Make sure that the L-shaped plastic portion that I'm grabbing right now is above the carpet and not below. And this way you're making sure that everything's installed correctly. Make sure you put the fastener back and then the small little plastic area with the metal clip. And lastly, we're gonna add our side panel cover. And don't forget to install your weather strip so that way water doesn't get inside your car. Now that we've installed everything in the car and everything's well tucked in, we can talk about the features that this light has, including the blinkers, which for some reason does not synchronize together, which is odd, but they do look bright and great at night, and it reminds you that your blinker is still on after a while. Using the right scroll wheel, you can go through all the colors that this little RGB comes with, and you can select from a ton of different colors. I will also point out that the scroll wheel will only allow you to change colors when the car is stopped and on park. My favorite feature is the performance light because it moves when you're accelerating and decelerating the car. I believe this fits perfectly with performance cars because it just looks so cool and it's red and it's bright and it just looks really, really cool. It also goes to show what a simple light can do to the car and change the dynamics of how you drive your car. And don't forget that by adding this RGB mode, you get like 20 horsepower more. And the features just continue. There's a speed limit warning that tells you when your car is going faster than the speed limit. You also get a dead zone or blind spot monitoring system, which is extremely accurate, and I really love how bright it is. And when you have FSD engaged, there's a little light that tells you that you're in FSD, and it circles to different light modes. You also get a really nice turn signal. Like I mentioned, it is bright and it shows you when you're turning, and it doesn't let you forget that there's a signal on. You might be wondering how bright this light is, and I will say that it is extremely bright. It does work with your car auto dimming display, but it stays very bright and it causes glare at night, which I think is a bit of a downfall, but it definitely looks really cool with the rest of the features of the car if you have it in different colors other than performance mode. I will also point out that you get this really cool animation where you're at a fast charger, and I do wish that Tesla came with this right out of the gates. I also love the welcome animation because it's this really cool red line that goes from side to side, and then it tells you which door is open as shown here, which I think is just attention to detail and how much a light can do and change the dynamics of your car. The warning sign for the door open works on all 4 doors. It doesn't work on the front or the tailgate, but we couldn't ask for more from this. At night, this looks bright and really cool. Like I said, I love the performance look to it. The colors are bright and vivid, and there's different colors for each situation. I will say that the performance mode does not cause any glare or very minimal glare, which I'm very happy, and this is the one that I'm usually using when I'm driving at night. And there you have it, just a simple light that changes the full dynamic of how you use your car. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to YESLAK for providing this product. Use my discount code below to save money on your next purchase. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.